Okay, taters, this is a perfect example of President Trump playing 4D underwater chess. Let me explain. By the way, I purposely picked this picture to trigger the neo-Nazis, white nationalists, and the alt-right who are still on my channel talking about some them Jews. And every time you guys surface on my channel, I will do this to trigger you, okay? Go away. Stop being obsessed with me. I don't like you guys. Anyway, so listen, let me tell you why this was a perfect move by President Trump, and this is why he is the king. Oh my God, I love this man so much. Listen, remember, before today, all we kept hearing from the liberals talk about how the neo-Nazis who killed 11 Jews was influenced by Trump, and then they still trying to pin that crazy bomber out of Florida on Trump. Actually, he's not really originally from Florida, but that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. Remember, they was trying to, deflect from the midterms by showing how Trump is causing violence with this bomber who sent fake bombs to everybody, okay? And actually, I don't believe he acted alone. It's a false flag. We're not falling for it. Then the neo-Nazi who hated Trump because, well, Trump's daughter is Jewish and his grandchildren is Jewish and his sons are Jewish. So it's like he loved Israel. So they try to pin that on us saying, well, Trump's rhetoric is the reason why this guy felt the need to go kill Jews. That didn't stick, but they try to make that stick. Because remember, next Tuesday, 7 days away, is the midterm elections. So what does Trump do? Trump gets on HBO and said, I think I'm going to sign an executive order abolishing, birthrights. You should, just because you're born to illegals here on this country's land, doesn't mean you should be a citizen. I'm getting rid of that. And oh my God, they start screeching, and that's all they're talking about. They have moved away from the bomber. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call him the Chippendales bomber because he used to be a Chippendales stripper way, way back in the mid-90s, not now. They tried to pin the neo-Nazi on Trump, and now all they're talking about is this. Trump is a fucking genius. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you the video that aired on HBO last night.
On immigration, some legal scholars believe you can get rid of birthright citizenship without changing the Constitution.
With an executive order.
Exactly.
Right.
Have you thought about that?
Yes.
Tell me more.
It was always told to me that you needed a constitutional amendment.
Right.
Guess
14th
what?
Amendment.
You don't.
You don't.
Number one, you don't need that. Number two,
that's in dispute.
You could definitely
That's very much in dispute.
Well, you can definitely do it with an act of Congress, but now they're saying I can do it just with an executive order. Now, how ridiculous. We're the only country in the world where a person comes in, has a baby, and the baby is essentially a citizen of the United States for 85 years with all of those benefits. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it has to end.
Have you talked about that with council?
Yeah, I have.
So where in the process?
It's in the process. It'll happen. With an executive order. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
exactly
very
what I'm
interesting
talking about.
I didn't think anybody knew that but me. I thought I was the only one. Jonathan,
I've got a good
impressed.
guess. Good
I'm
guess.
Impressed.
Do you see? He's so smooth. He was like, I didn't think anybody was smart enough. And that guy was like, yes, I'm very smart there, President Trump. Such a good tactic to get these liberals to stop showing all of this other unnecessary stuff that's not going to sway us. This is so perfect. Oh my God, this is so great. Listen, here's the thing here. I also want to bring to your attention because, it needs to be talked about. When I lived in Germany, I knew that if I had a baby with someone who was not a German citizen, that baby was not going to be German. Okay, at the time I was in a very good relationship with a German man. His mama wanted us to have kids. I was like, I don't know what the hell you talking about, lady. I ain't spitting out no kids. Are you crazy? In Germany? What? But if you have a child with a citizen of Germany, that child becomes a citizen, but it's a lot of paperwork you have to fill out to make that happen. But if two Americans take a trip, if one of the females is pregnant and her husband come to Germany for a vacation and she has a baby in a German hospital, that baby is not German. This is the same thing with Switzerland. Now, you have some countries, I have to correct President Trump. We are not the only country in the world that allows birthright citizenship. I'm afraid to say that Canada is also one of those places. All right, so he wasn't really correct there. 100%, okay? But there are a lot of countries that are like, no, just because you're born here doesn't mean, your baby is a citizen here. If you and the father are not a citizen, that your baby's not a citizen. And this is what I'm talking about. I love that these countries do that. We should do that too, and this will stop chain migration. And a lot of times, this is what people will do when they come here on visas. And let's not forget the caravan. I mean, you have women who are 5 months pregnant right now on their way here to have anchor babies. I love that term, anchor babies. No, just because your baby is born here, he or she should not be a citizen here. I'm all for this. I really, really support this 100%. This is a campaign promise made by Trump, and he's making good on that campaign promise. Now, here's what's going to more likely happen. He's going to sign the executive order. He didn't give a date, all right? So we don't know if he's going to do that tomorrow or he's going to do that after the midterms. We don't know. He never gave a date, but the fact that the libtards are going to talk about this for days and days on out, I mean, they're so triggered. You should see Twitter right now, and you should see Facebook right now, as well as YouTube. They are going crazy. They're going to be talking about this for days, and all of this is doing is taking the attention off of the neo-Nazis, which the libtards love to place on Trump. No, this is not Trump's fault. Stop blaming Trump for it. This has nothing to do with him. But do you see, this is the first time I ever seen Trump play 4D underwater chess. This is the first thing, because I'm like, wait a minute, we're not talking about the neo-Nazis anymore? We're not talking about how Trump is emboldening the neo-Nazis? Oh, we're talking about birthright. I mean, they're making videos, they're screeching, they're so triggered, and it's so beautiful. But anyway, so what's going to happen is when Donald Trump signs the executive order, the federal courts are going to block it, and then it's going to go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has never had a case involving the 14th Amendment when it comes to illegal aliens having babies here, and that baby is considered a nationalized citizen. This will be the first time they hear this case, and with our boy Kavanaugh on the bench. Okay! Ooh, it's going to get pretty juicy, because remember, Kavanaugh is on there, so we have a conservative, as of now, we have a conservative Supreme Court, and this could be a huge win for Trump. This is a great tactic by Donald Trump. This is the first time I've seen him actually implement 4D underwater chess. Because I'm serious. Go to Twitter right now. Go to Twitter right now. And you won't see nothing in reference to the hashtag Mega Bomber. You will never see anything hashtag it's Trump's fault. You won't see none of that. All you see is the 14th Amendment, the Constitution, birthrights. Those are the hashtags that are going on right now. And this has definitely triggered the liberals. That's all they're talking about right now. They forgot about the unfortunate incident with the 11 Jews that were killed in the synagogue. And they forgot about the crazy plant, the false flag, this crazy idiot who's pretending to be a Trump supporter, not really mailing bombs, just putting it in the mailbox, okay? These things weren't even processed through the United States Postal Service systems. Amazing. And listen, they're going to up the ante. This is now Trump was successful with, getting their minds off of this, off of the things that occurred this past weekend and last week. But trust me, they got more up their sleeve, so just wait for it. But this was a great thing done by our president. I have a huge smile on my face because I'm like, wow, this man is really smart. Operation 4D Underwater Chess has now commenced.